all signs today. So just take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for the next person. I'm going to give a few moments for everyone to trickle in. Now, today's reading, what I saw in my mind's eye was the collective. So the ancient souls out there, the chosen ones. In my mind's eye, I saw you as a child. And this is a very specific channeled message, although we're just really looking into, they knew that this was part of your soul destiny. And I'm giving this reading because it's everyone's sovereign birthright as a light being to have and to reclaim every single thing, the support, the tools, the resources, the wealth, the people, everything that's in alignment with your soul mission, your soul purpose, your soul destiny. It's your birthright to have access to reclaim or to manifest all of that, where nothing and no one can keep that from you, right? Other than like your own alignment. So feel free to take in a deep breath and just connect with that inner source to see what parts of this reading may be for you. Again, it's going to be a just live reading for all signs on they cannot withhold it from you. Confirmation with family. Okay, now for some of you, I do feel like it starts in the home, right? That fourth house. And I did have a visual of you as a child. I get a message as soon as I say that. All right. And it happens for everyone, where every single person, again, is a sovereign light being. And so as a child, children are innocently channeling their soul purpose, their soul mission, their soul gifts. So let's see what we have for you today. Hello, divine chants and mantras. How are you? Feel free to drop a blue heart in the comments below. We're going to be getting in a reading on they cannot keep this from you anymore because it's in alignment with your soul destiny and your soul purpose. All right. And I'm seeing like the third eye where for some of you, this may have started in childhood, right? Of either telling you not to do things. Things aren't for you, not to think, differently. And that's really what comes through. Not even thinking big, thinking differently. Where your soul purpose may look nothing like your family. Your soul purpose may be nothing like your hometown or this or that. However, again, it is everyone's sovereign birthright to have everything, all the support tools and resources that are in alignment with your soul mission and your soul destiny. They cannot be withheld from you. Hello, Eco. Hello, Master Dragon. Has anyone else been feeling the dragon roam? Last year was the year of the dragon. So last year was the year that the dragons were like, hey, we exist and we want you all to connect with us. Dragons rather are so primordial, like they helped with creation. In mystery school, they say dragons and angels are the same thing, but amongst true feelings. Hello, Zane. This is going to be for all signs today. We are diving into what is it that they have been hiding from you. So for whoever is just joining now, I had a visualization before going live of you as a child and heavy on the blocking, suppressing, withholding. For some of you, you had a family member that knew before you were born or when you were born, the things that would happen to you and what you were meant for. And it could be like a grandmother, grandfather, or even a parent. But what's coming through is, yes, there's at least one person in your family. They know exactly who you are and they know exactly what you're meant for. For some of you, it could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They just didn't want you to know. All right. And vision over here where they have the vision. They can see you, but they just don't want you to see you. Hello, how are you? Hello, Griffin. Where are you from? I am from Connecticut. At least right now, I'm living in Connecticut. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. If there's anyone here that is a moderator, I think we have some of the moderators here. If anyone wants to be a moderator, feel free to put a blue heart in the comments below and I'll make you a moderator for the comments. All right, now let's see what they've been hiding from you. All right, now for some of you, again, there's at least one person in your family that has always known. And maybe it's just been a theme in your life too. All right, but remembering no matter who you are, where you're from, it is your birthright. Your birthright, being born in this human incarnation, for you to manifest, to remember, to reclaim, and to have everything everyone, every support, tool, whatever resource that's in alignment with your soul destiny and your soul purpose. All right, so take in a deep breath and connect with that inner source of yours as we grab some cards for the collective and unravel this mystery. All right, let's see. Remove. There we go. Hide. There we go. All right. Now, what is this ancient mystery? What is this ancient truth of the collective that was hidden from them? Again, heavy on the check out your fourth house. Your fourth house may have some of those secrets. I'm seeing fourth and eighth house. What do we have? What do we have for the ancient souls, for all signs out there? They hid this part of your soul destiny from you, but they knew it was your soul destiny. What do we have for? They knew it was the collective soul destiny. We have Osiris here. Proper burial for freedom over here. Interesting. Where for family systems, especially for family systems, for some of you, you are the activator or catalyst of your family. Like, and it is in the world, you know, in the world here and today, you're a catalyst, initiation, confirmation. You are the activator, the awakener, the disruptor of your family systems. But which is also why, you know, you still, and I think it's chosen ones in general, chosen ones are always an activator. You know, anyone who is living in their truth is always going to activate someone who's not fully living in their own. Now, we do have proper burial for freedom over here. Sacrifice to Osiris. You know, what's coming through too is, you know, I'm thinking of, again, older generations. For some of you, your parents, your grandparents always knew you were telling the truth. You were like bringing up the truth or illuminating the truth. However, it would also kind of force them to shift their perspective of what truth is. Why do we have proper burial for freedom over here? Talismans of potency. Now, for some of you, you have people in your family that they were never going to necessarily do the alchemy work, the shadow work, or ascend. You know, and so it's almost like your ascension, your healing triggers people. Your power triggers people, but it illuminates and triggers their shadows and the ways that they don't change. You know, you're someone that you are maybe the black sheep, the catalyst of the family, the scapegoat, the chosen one, whatever it is. Your healing is going to be a disruptor to those who are unhealed. Your healing is always, look at that confirmation, Temple of the Black Obsidian. So people, again, who are not choosing to be honest with themselves, your truth is always going to trigger them because they're not even honest with themselves. And it feels like it started again with family over here. Now, for this reading on, they always knew the truth of the collective, of the chosen ones, and it was hidden from them. Heavy on this has to do with your soul destiny. And the reason why it's coming back to you now, which feel free, put it in the comments below. I reclaim all parts of my soul destiny. And command it with your voice. Like, write it down, but command it. I reclaim all parts of my soul destiny. And say it 3, 7, 21 times. I reclaim all parts of my soul destiny now. All right. Now, why do we have proper burial for freedom and talismans of potency? Why proper burial for freedom, talismans of potency? You're going to forgive here. We do have wise decision and forgive. All right, we do have High Priest of Atlantis over here, chakra, confirmation, healing. And it's the kind of energy of they know not what they do. You know, where again, for some of you, it has been since you were a child. Like I'm seeing you as a child walking into spaces where people would tell your parents who you were going to be. Heavy on that for some of you, where your own parents denied your soul destiny. I'm hearing it from your ancestors of like, actually, we sent so many people, restaurants, the grocery store, this, that. You know, your child has a light, right? Or this or that. Your parents, you know, what I'm seeing is not seeing that, you know, or perhaps denying that, not accepting it within themselves. That's the highest truth. But then denying that within you. We do have forgive and we have wise decision over here. for the ancient souls, for the chosen ones of, they hid this truth from the chosen ones, but it's part of their soul destiny, so it's being reclaimed now. Love, humility, and respect over here, healing the earth. All right, now, again, for some of you, perhaps even things like religion, where it would force someone to shift their perspective, confirmation with the celebration, peak, transcendent moment. It feels like, again, something's coming back to you, and it has to do with your soul destiny. Feel free to keep using that affirmation at home. I reclaim all parts of my soul destiny. I call back all stolen fragments and parts of my soul destiny. And just keep saying that, keep writing it as affirmations. You are here. I'm actually hearing you're the 144,000, and I know that that's just saying it. Confirmation that my mother texted me, okay? Or like someone told my mom that I was the 144,000. But confirmation though, where for some of you, like people said these things to your parents, to your family. This was always meant for you. And so this reading is coming through again because nothing and no one shall obstruct you or stop you from your soul purpose and your soul destiny. We have a gift is coming from this. All right. Now, for the chosen ones out there. For the chosen ones out there, 144,000 light workers. Let me look at the comments before I start diving a little bit deeper. Jesus is king. Yes, he is. No worries, Josh. Thank you for being here. Hi, Marquise. Thank you for being here too. My day is going well. Today I am clearing, doing some feng shui. Feel free to say hello to your neighbor in the comments. Feel free to say how your 999 portal was or is. We're going to put some Saint Germain violet flame into the comments below, so it can just all alchemize to love and beauty and wealth and good health and joy for all of you. All right, so you can put whatever it is in the comments, and we're putting that violet flame in there. Hi, Emmy. You're the one who saw the orb. That's beautiful. Yeah, more orbs have been like coming into the videos and things like that. And sometimes like it could be like from the incense, but the other day it was like purplish, greenish and moving. Jesus is king. Yes, he is. Hello, Vicky from India. Hi, Tara Dice from Tennessee. Hi, Gail. Hi, Charles. Hi, Velmas Mama. I love that name. Velmas Mama. Yes, hello. All right. So, again, they hid this from you, though, because they knew that it would force them to change. Like, they would have to shift their perspective. And so, whether this be your family or other people in your life, number one, reclaim your infinite universal truth beyond all religion, beyond all lineages, all everything. It is your birthright to reclaim your soul destiny and everything that's in alignment with it. That's your birthright. Nothing, no one can get in the way of that, etc. And what I'm seeing here again is that whatever this was here, someone would have had to force to change the way that they think in order for you to exist. And let me see if I almost want to put the mic on for that one. Phone's at 56%. Do you think we could wing it? I think we can. I think we could last. I think we could do that 45 minutes without the charger. I think we can. Because let's go. There we go. All right. Oof. For some of you, members of your own family, others of you, situations in life, it would have had to force these people to shift their perspective, confirmation, for you, illusions revealed and released, for you to even exist in this world. For some of you, and I think that's everybody, right? Like belief systems even are, I think if anything, the mass spiritual warfare right now, where children of the law of one, let's just all come home. Let's all hey, this is prophecy, right? We've probably done it together a few times. 144 as I say that, so 144,000. We've done this together a few times. And so 250 years from now, we're all going to come together again like it happens every time. So let's just do it now, right? It's like, let's just like skip over all the rest of the stuff. Let's just come home now. But again, there's something there about, for some of you, it was your own family. For others of you, it could just be situations, in your life. Your soul destiny is your soul destiny, but some people have withheld certain things from you because either, their own illuminations of shadows, evil eye, things like that. But for some of you, it would truly have to force people to go through ego deaths, proper burial for freedom, sacrifice to Osiris. People would have to go through an ego death sometimes to even acknowledge that your soul destiny is your soul destiny, to acknowledge that your truth is your truth, etc. And so let's grab some of these cards and then some tarot. Looking at the comments here. Hello from Denmark. Do you think government system programming was planted as an idea in humans' mind? We all should worship. Yes, definitely. We think even physically, Pangea. At one point, we actually all were connected. Pangea, right? Pangea, where it was just one land. And I actually don't know if that's like, was it there a Pangea? I think there was, though. I don't think that was a conspiracy theory. Pangea, right, where everything was one. At some point, right, if we think of even the laws of creation, at some point there was no matter. What was the truth then? And we all come from stardust. We're all cosmic stardust. If we think of it just from that perspective, it's actually the stars that connect us all, right? And then even beyond that, of like black holes and all that stuff. But yeah, Vicky, it's like, where were we before all those things? And I think that's what we're maybe coming home, to. We just had that talk too. We did have our church service today for Blue Rose Mystery School. And one thing it is that we talked about was, what is religion anyway? What was the original intention for religion? Honestly, it was a system of consciousness to awaken. It was never to put something without of us. Each and every religion, High Priestess card over here, was for us to come home to God. And then once we started putting the power without of us, when we started forgetting about this and that, to get the humans and the ego involved, it turned into something different. And not that that's right or wrong, but what was the original intention of religion? We had different systems created in different lands saying similar things, all at the end of the day leading us home to, again, the heart or to God. And then religion became something else and this and that and all of that. Returning home card over here. But let's get some of these cards in before we dive into, whatever it is that they were suppressing, blocking, trying to hide from you. For those of you who are just joining, we did start off with that 4th house, home and family. It could have started there. And then later on in life, your soul destiny is your soul destiny. You could put in the comments below, I reclaim my soul destiny. I reclaim my soul destiny. I reclaim all soul fragments from my soul destiny. I reclaim all stolen parts of my soul destiny. What do we have for the collective on proper burial for freedom? Talismans of potency. Now, for some of you, we do have fertility here. We do have healing over here. Fertility rituals, because we do have ritual needed as well. So for some of you, cleansings and clearings can help. And when it comes to, you could say those affirmations, so ritual needed, I release any energy that is blocking, obstructing, whatever it is, of my soul destiny, the resources, the tools, the support, whatever resonates with you. I do find it interesting that this Fame and Fortune card has not come out for months. And then now it's just coming out all day today in all of the readings. All right, so for some of you too, like say, for example, you are meant to maybe be something, right? And by that, what is something? We are nothing, we're everything. Some of you are meant to have some sort of recognition, whatever that might mean. Maybe you wrote a book and it accidentally goes viral on Amazon and becomes a bestseller. Maybe you, end up on TV. Maybe you end up this, that. Where everyone's soul destiny is different. Where truly not everyone's soul destiny is to sit together in the grass. Like, that's not everyone's soul destiny. It's what we're all coming towards. But to tell someone that, it's not everyone's soul destiny. We all have a unique soul blueprint. Some people will be very earthy and green. Some people may be a little bit of a different balance. But everyone's balance and harmony is just unique to, them and their blueprint. We do have higher heart opening here. Kundalini energy as well. You know, for some of you, the blockages both within and without are going to be cleared for you. You know, we think of being seen, right? The solar plexus. So for some of you, what could actually help, and that has a lot to do with soul destiny alignment and just soul alignment. The solar plexus, working with the heart and the solar plexus, what I'm also seeing is the space in between. And so you could do Reiki, again, you could Google or YouTube, you could do self-Reiki, and I'm seeing the heart space and the solar plexus. It's almost like accepting of like, it's okay to hold my soul destiny. You know, it's okay to hold my soul destiny. Who are you to tell me what God has told me, right? Like say God, white light, right? Just pure white light, God source comes to you and says, hey, and I'm just going to give this example. I need you to go make a Reiki office for your community. And I need you to do that right now. You know, and then the people around you are like, you have a degree in this, you have a degree in that. You sound silly. No, and actually all the resources come in to help you because you're truly meant to do that. What I will say too, your soul destiny, I'm actually seeing you releasing shame and guilt. For some of you, a lot of solar plexus and heart work of reclaiming the soul destiny, all parts of your soul destiny and soul purpose. But again, I'm also seeing you release the shame and the guilt, which that's a little bit more of the sacral chakra, actually. All right, so let's see what this is for the collective, for the chosen ones, the ancient souls out there. They hid this from you, but they knew it was part of your soul destiny. And it's returning back to you now. Now, we do have fame and fortune here. You're meant to be an earth angel for some of you. You are meant to spread your love to the world. We have healing the earth here, where, you know, it's like that Leo, releasing the old Leo energy of like, I'm just here to be seen. No, actually that person has soul light inside. That person has so much love and soul light that it shines upon the world, shines upon the people that they meet, you know, etc. And so for some of you, you know, you may have some sort of recognition in some way, shape, or form, but it's coming from a place of humility, you know, and I think, if anything, the new recognition is going to be from your soul star chakra, which your soul star chakra, that's your what? Soul destiny, right? Soul star chakra is your higher self. And so that alignment is really what's going to be putting people into the spotlight of this or of that, you know, where it's going to be people who, you know, are benefiting the world and communities. And just the way that's done also, it's like people do have opinions of what's beneficial or not, but your soul destiny is your soul destiny, you know, and so I see beautiful things coming in for you, you know, but again, it almost feels like for your soul destiny and your soul purpose, it almost makes people have to shift their perspective. And I think that's, again, everyone's truth in some way, shape, or form. And that's one way that people try to block and stop it and oppress it. Hi, first time. Hello, love. El Gato. Hello. Yes, and you can have that. Yes, family, my wish is to attract a man who is aligned with my lifestyle and who lives from their core truth. Yes, anchored and materialized for you. I hope that you get that too. Hello, Ajay, how are you? I love your name too, Ajay. Okay. Well, all right. That was a comment. I love the reclaiming soul destiny comments. There we go. Yes, God is within us all. I'm hearing the God molecule. Divine Mother and Father, Holy Spirit of God for chosen ones. Five of Wands. But it's the start of the reading, so let's clear it. What do we have for... They knew this was part of your soul destiny. Or, again, it's a general timeless reading. For some of you, it started in the home. And I just feel like it's general too, though, where your birthright is to reclaim all parts of your soul destiny. Why do we have the Five of Wands here? For proper burial for freedom. And you go back to your soul destiny. Six of Swords here. All right, so we clear out the Five of Wands. But again, general timeless reading. What happens when people, things, spiritual attacks, whatever it is, right? Page of Swords, you have your sword up. You hold your truth. And I see, look, you're surrounded. Some of you connect with either Archangel Michael 7-7, as I say that, or Ra. You are surrounded by the sword of truth here. So it's like, weapons form, they won't prosper. And it's also with the High Priestess card here. When anything, anyone, any spiritual attack comes for your soul truth, but like you're really in alignment with God. Where like it's not coming from a place of like not wanting to hear another side. You truly have done the work. You're truly open to other truths. And it's just, this Five of Wands, chaos energy coming into your life. High Priestess card. That's when you have to be the High Priestess or High Priest in your soul. And I'm seeing like the High Priest or Priestess card in your soul, where it's like, I'm going to remain in my heart in the midst of this, and it could be people telling you that you're meant to do this or that, it's the light and the dark, but they stand in the truth, in the heart, which is the middle. Like there's people in the world that will say that your truth, it doesn't exist at all. And it's just standing in the heart, where you're not in the root chakra of like, this or that. It's like, okay. And you stand in your heart. High Priestess or High Priest, knowing the truth. And what I see here is, I'm seeing like weapons being formed and not prospering, where I'm almost seeing you as like that High Priest or Priestess card, like hand over heart, just in your truth. And I see like the weapons forming and then it collapsing on itself. And for some of you, you need to hear that, like your love. I'm thinking of Hathor. There's the movie Returning to Egypt, where Hathor just bats her eyelashes and just the monsters like collapse on themselves through the power of love. All right, and that's just what I'm seeing here. Six of Swords. You move forward over here. You move forward into your soul destiny. What do we have for ancient souls for all signs? Page of Wands over here. What do we have for the Five of Wands and the Page of Wands? Behind the Page of Wands is the Ace of Wands. Oh, I have a ringing in my ear with this, standing your ground. Again, it's your birthright. Your soul destiny is your birthright. Doesn't matter who you are, why you're here, what you look like, what lineage, what anything, or belief, or this or that. It's your birthright to have everything, everyone that's in alignment with your soul destiny. And, again, we are humans, right? We're on Earth. And so things, we think more linearly. We think dualistically sometimes. Seeing beyond that, right? All time, spaces, and dimensions exist at once. You're an infinite soul and being, which means I don't care if I'm in a Saturn retrograde. I don't care if it's retrograde season. I don't care if this is happening or that's happening. This is my infinite truth. And that truly is everyone's infinite truth here, beyond everything else. Where it's like in the midst of chaos in my own world, or in the, in the world, in life, this is my truth. And so that's why when you get into the root of fear, again, law of correspondence, right? When things get really chaotic, negative outside of you, remaining in your truth and your outer world has to match that. It has to. And sometimes it is just like staring at the reflection of like, yeah, but that is not my soul truth. And the weapons form, they never prosper, but again, you may see it form, just stay in the heart. Page of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands over here. Why Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands for this Five of Wands? You have justice here. Okay, so again, like it's knowing that those things happen, right? That it exists in the world. But justice card is always going to come to balance, because that is your soul truth. Why do we have the High Priestess card here for the ancient souls? Why do we have the High Priestess? It's holding on to your truth. Four of Pentacles here with the Hierophant. It's holding on to your truth. In the midst of when you catch people issues. It says catching people issues here. People catching human issues. Four of Pentacles and then the Hierophant. Yeah, it's like holding on to your truth, And I would say the person I'm reading for, we're all here to release and to receive, but like we're all also open to new truths, right? All the time. So I'm reading for someone though that you're open to releasing even your old truths. And that's what keeps you in alignment. Like when we're able to, and I'm seeing like just a cup of water, you're not necessarily holding on to it. Like the cup, it's a good flow, right? It's a good, even harmonious flow. And that is your protection, right? Your shadow work, knowing thyself, but also the Humility, the ability to continuously meet yourself. Confirmation with the bird. I moved my bird. That's also why you guys can't really hear it right now. It used to be a little bit closer, like to this room. Now, why do we have the Six of Swords here? And you get everything that's in alignment with your soul destiny. All right. I love this reading here where it's like weapons may form. They're not going to prosper. You know, and I still feel this energy of like maybe someone in your life. So we'll also just see maybe where are there any blockages or obstacles right now, say of soul destiny, of receiving the things, the people that are in alignment with that. And just remember, I'm hearing the words. I'm going to try to just word it how it's being channeled. You, like there's like a little bit of like, oh, you know, you do not have to work for God's love. You know, there is like a truth that we should do the things to remain in alignment, right? 7-7 as I say that. So we should do the things to remain in alignment. You don't have to work for God's love, but by that, in every moment, this is your birthright. In the moments that you don't feel great, that the outside world doesn't feel great, this or that, your infinite birthright is to have everything, everyone that's in alignment with your soul purpose, your whatever, soul destiny, soul mission. Six of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. You move forward. You get opportunities. You get all the abundance you need. Perhaps all the people that you need. Now, why Hierophant, Four of Pentacles, and the High Priestess here? Look at you. Holding on to your legacy. Holding on to your truth. 10 of Pentacles here. And then you have the Ace of Cups. This is all legacy, soul destiny energy. You know, and legacy in a different way. You know, where it's not like this is my legacy. Your soul legacy is different than like the man-made legacy, you know, where you can't take any, like I'm hearing the song Money in the Grave. You can't take any money to the grave with you. 144 as I say that. But the impact, the truth, the ways it is that you have activated other people, right? Awakened, all those different things. And whatever that looks like and is for you, it's going to be different for everyone. You have a soul legacy, though, and that's really what's coming through here. And it's your birthright to protect it, to maintain it, to have everything that's in alignment with it. Right now, why do we have proper burial for freedom here? You have friends coming in. Why Three of Cups with the Lover's card here? You have an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming in over here. It could be a Gemini. Could be a water sign. Now, it's interesting because we do have Three of Cups. We have the Lover's card. And we have the King of Wands here. So it feels like it's more of a friend. Like a platonic friend. They're coming out of nowhere. The Tower card here. All right. And it's interesting, though, as you release something. Yes. Confirmation, though. As you release something, right? You do what you need to do. For some of you, belief system. For some of you, attachment to the people that you thought would be a part of it, etc. Everything is eclipsing. For some of you, again, it could be like eclipsing. It's eclipse season, but whenever you're watching this, it can be for you. Into your life. All of the people. But remembering, too, that that's your birthright. You could be alone right now. And I've shared some of my story where some of my manifestation, like crazy stories, were like Tower card truly, where there was no one around me. There was nothing around me, and just out of nowhere, bam, 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 like ancients met, like almost, what's the word in video games? Spawning. Some of like my original coaches and teachers where I'm just like, where did you come from? How did I even attract you and manifest you? But for some of you, again, when you're living in your alignment and not living in fear, like these people will come into your life. You can call in the mentors, gurus, teachers, coaches, the people, the soul mates, the soul tribe. Speak it into existence and it will start to appear or reveal and unveil itself to you. All right. Now, what's the advice for this reading? We have Empress card, Nine of Cups. We have the King of Cups over here. All right, so the Empress. Now, for some of you, this could be maybe the person who's coming in. For others of you, embodying this energy. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra energy here as well. And Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. Your soul destiny, it's never in vain to reclaim your soul destiny. Ever. That would always be projection and evil eye from other people. Your soul destiny is destiny to be in alignment with other people, to help the world and people. Like a soul destiny is meant for that. A soul destiny was given from God. Therefore, it is for the people. Therefore, it is for the spiritual benefit of all beings. And so as you reclaim the soul destiny, like that's a form of love for other people too. You know, where I think I said in some reading the other day, it's, you know, like when we love people, we just love the way that God designed them. You know, I've always been waiting for the day that the Arcturians, you know, where I would not complain if Arcturians just started coming, you know, where in general, I do think that when it comes to aliens, it's really in our DNA, the starseed DNA, you know, and government people will just say it's like scary aliens to kind of just scare us that we are the starseeds and we have this intelligence. You know, but the Arcturians, they all just work together. They're all different, but there's no, the part, you know, where we're just like, oh, belief systems and differences. Arcturians skip right over that. So I've just been waiting for like the day that we just all spawn as Arcturians. Or just reveal that we're all Arcturians. Hold on to truth and love. Ashe, yes. Ashe, yes, I love it. Love you too, whispers of love. We're going to get some advice just on how to continue to align. Reading some of the comments to catch up. Hello, Anna, how are you? Yeah, feel free to, if anyone has any questions, feel free to, like spiritual topics, whatever it is, feel free to put it in the comments below. All right, let's get some advice. And actually, this was the advice here. King of Cups over here. Yeah, where again, it's a sacred service for you to live in your just innate human design, soul blueprint and design, whatever that it is. And with the Empress card over here, it's also remembering, again, it's your birthright to attract everything, everyone that's in alignment with your soul purpose, your soul destiny, your soul mission. All right, I'll grab a few cards from the oracles over here. God, yes. Jesus, yes. I love it. I'm confused. Do you believe AI and humans can have a connection? I believe that AI, has anyone seen the movie iRobot? Like, we know that if you put too much power on, like, Atlantis, I feel like we've seen it so many times. Again, like, ancient prophecies, we have them for a reason. Where, when it comes to AI, at least this is actually from the Arcturians too. What the Arcturians told me 5 years ago was that AI is, they're trying to like mimic light and galactic technology, which we already have innately within us infinitely. Like it's in our cells, it's in our DNA. We have access to infinite source God intelligence. Now, I think world systems know that Pluto in Aquarius is here and everyone's about to awaken. But wait, let's throw in AI. Like, let's throw in AI here in the beginning of Pluto and Aquarius. So we could distract them a little bit. So we could like have them go to AI for spiritual information. It's not organic. So I'm not someone who's anti anything. Again, I've always said, I think anything that we reject, you end up becoming anyway. And so, you know, I choose to face all of life. But when it comes to AI, what I believe it is it's only just kind of mimicking and mirroring and showing our human evolution of consciousness. And I do think it's very specific and it's an agenda to put it in the beginning of Pluto and Aquarius, because if you do so, it actually, to me, kind of actually delays the ascension process, because then people are asking AI what their starseed lineage is, and AI does not know what your starseed lineage is. You know, it's like, not that we can't find information on there, but understand that AI is not organic information. We are the organic information. Now, AI helps me with organizing things. I don't use it for any spiritual information at all, but as just someone like organizing. My speech, I've shared before, like, isn't that great. It's like it helped me organize things, make calendars for myself. Again, I'm not someone who denies anything, but I do believe it's an ascension agenda of AI. But again, I believe that if we go too far on any end, that we are imbalanced, right? And I know nothing at all. Where are the Pisces at? Put it in the comments below. Yes. Starseed here. Love it. Yeah, and I would love to see or hear what you think about AI. Yeah, feel free to put any questions you may have in the comments below. I love that question. All right, now what do we have? What do we have as closing advice? As closing advice for the 144,000, the chosen ones. Nothing and no one shall obstruct your soul destiny. What do we have for the chosen ones on aligning with their soul destiny? Archangel Michael, yes. And Archangel Gabriel, and what's this? And Archangel Metatron, okay. The angels are coming out for you today. Now, I will say, so first chakra, root chakra, third eye, throat. For some of you, your spirit team is bringing you the physical manifestations that you may need. It's also no shame, no guilt. You are meant to have. You are meant to have anything, anyone that's in alignment with your soul destiny and purpose. Again, yes, we do have to align. We have to heal. We have to do those things. But in every moment, you're enough. You're flawless. You're perfect for you to live in your innate blueprint and design that you've been gifted, given, and that you chose. We do have Archangel Michael, though, here. For some of you, root chakra and then holding a coin, you are receiving something physical. It's from the angels, actually. Lots of angelic energy here. Archangel Gabriel's here, too, and Archangel Metatron. All right, let's grab a few more closing messages. Go look at maybe some questions, and I will send you on your way. Thank you for being here. What do we have as a closing message on alignment with soul destiny? We have water and balance karma. Now, the water here, the sinkhole, it does say you could make a difference over here. That something difficult might happen. Something difficult might happen in life, right? When something different, the law of octave is coming through as well. Like when I say that, right? This year is the year of 9. Can we see things from a less of a dualistic perspective, coming to the initiate mind, right? And I've been talking about this. Life is the mystery school. You're the initiate. God is your initiator. This is for those who have that initiate mind. Maybe you did take the walk in this lifetime. Maybe you did it in another lifetime, but you remember, I'm a high priest or a high priestess of God directly. What I am seeing here is with the water sinkhole, this card is talking about something difficult that can come up. However, it says you can circumvent this obstacle if possible, if not confront it with confidence and determination. Regardless of the outcome, you will grow from the experience. And when we speak of soul destiny, it's true that, again, when it comes to the law of octave is that ancient symbolism of 9. It's the spiritual law of success and like mystery school. An interval, so what we may see as a karmic cycle, yes, it's comfortable, it's difficult. That's actually part of it. That is part of the making. That is part of that making a, diamond, whatever, the pressure into a diamond. And so, yes, you may, weapons may form. They're not going to prosper. You may still go through things. It's all part of your soul destiny. In that difficult or karmic cycle, again, if we see it from a non-dualistic perspective, that, like, you would have never reached your soul destiny if that didn't happen. 777. Look at that. 777. And someone said that's crazy. Where like, yeah, it might have been crazy, it might have been wild, it might have opened your heart. It may have a lot of different things. However, 777 confirmation for that, it was part of the soul destiny, right? And then we have balance karma over here. There's a reason for everything, right? We're multidimensional beings. And so one thing that people are going to awaken to more of, like, at least for me as a practitioner, there's never any judgment. I'm more of a shadow worker where in my, like, especially shamanic ceremonies, a lot of purging. Like, I'm used to tobacco and combo, so I'm used to a lot of purging. Where, like, there's no judgment, there's just sacredly witnessing. Like, that's just a past life. It's fine. Or like, that's a parallel timeline. It's fine. And I think we're, especially with the year of the snake, get used to evolving. Also get used to the world evolving. Get used to other people evolving. And it's a very beautiful thing. That's actually our innate nature. In the year of the serpent, the snake, bringing us back to those 21, 28-day cycles as a world. We're actually not meant to operate in 5-day and then Sunday, Saturday is our break. That's not actually how we operate. Thank you for that gift. Blessings to you times 3. I send you a heart back. I love dirt and nature. Me too. The nails always confuse people. Where I play basketball with the nails, let me tell you. As a writer whose field is being taken over by AI. Yes. And yes. And this has actually come up about art, where I respect people who will not sacrifice their art. I respect people who will not sell out and who will not sacrifice their art for what's trending, for what can make money, for what is popular, etc. Where it's like, whatever this can cost me or this or that, at least it was true. At least it was my art, right? And I think that is a true artist, where like that's your devotion or commitment, right? And I think every true artist is just channeling God, where it's like the God, paintbrush to the canvas of your life, of whatever that may be for you in your artistry. But I do agree that, with the AI, like, I try not to have like too many opinions and things like that, but there's a difference between someone who like actually wrote something and actually created something, and then AI just got a bunch of information of everything that's ever existed and then put it together. I do think that there's an artistic difference. And I will say that I'm someone that I will always appreciate quality over, AI's coming in, and it's even easy to make a course these days, and this and that and etc. Right? And so I think that's important though too, where it's like AI is helpful, it's beneficial. Like, we also have to allow the world to evolve and technology to evolve, but remaining in our own maybe shared values and truths. But I'm someone that I appreciate quality when it comes to anything that anyone creates, and not quality of what I deem as quality. To me, quality is remaining to your truth. And I appreciate that in people. There's a fine line between AI and human thought and ideas, yes. AI can be convenient. It can also become too convenient. Ashe. Oh, amen. Yeah, AI, at the end of the day, we have to do the work ourselves. We have to have our own connection. And so even with tarot, I've talked about this, that I'm a tarot reader. You guys, I don't read tarot in my own life. I do not read tarot on people in my life. I don't. I do it in my work and my practice, but I don't read tarot for myself. And that's only because I chose to, 5 and 10 years ago was when I was like, nope, I want a direct channel. And yes, these will help me, but I want to do it so that I don't need these and they're just there. And I think that that's very beneficial, Velma's mama, thank you for being here today. You are a treasure, a hidden treasure. I think of the Nagas now as I say that. Yes, and thank you for being here. Hi, Elijah. How are you? Just like someone can paint a house isn't the same as someone who paints a canvas. Yeah, require a different set of expertise. Exactly. And I think it's important to honor that, right? It's like, I would not go to a car mechanic to give me, maybe an Akashic records. I wouldn't go to a high priestess to fix my car. And, it's valid. And I mean, like, maybe you can. It's also like, it's no judgment, but it's more like an example. Maybe the high priestess can. I can change oil. That I can do. Fun fact, I used to work for Subaru. Just joining very... Yes, Next Infinite. How are you, brother? Hi, Victoria. How are you? So I guess I'll finish this here too, where when we are in the initiate mind, which in ancient Kemet, Egypt, that's the Tenemos mind, which is the heart. We can see, and that's the Om of the Shiva, right? The universal mind, the Tenemos mind. We can see the world, we can see duality from a different perspective. Oh, that weapon is forming against me and my soul destiny. But I cannot be in fear. Like, I can face this duality and not be in fear. Nothing can be taken from me. Your soul destiny is what's crystallized. So again, the humanness, like, right? Could drop in the root of fear. You learn from it, nothing happens, or this or that, right? We have, you came to balance karma, with yourself, with other people as well. Each life has many connections to previous lives. Right now is the 999 portal. Do not judge anything that comes up in the 999 portal. It is all times and spaces. It is ancient. And so some of your tears are not even your tears. Some of your tears are ancient. Some of your tears are the Divine Mother of her children witnessing the world, right? Some of your tears are ancestral. They have nothing actually to do with you. And I did say back in March, when Lilith went into Scorpio, I said, oh gosh, this is the year that the ancestors are speaking. This is the year that these sacred lands are going to be speaking. And it is through you. So also honor that. There's definitely deep ancestral healing happening in the collective. Again, Lilith and Scorpio rules the ancestors. 8th house. And I have chills as I say that. And so the ancestors, they've really been activated in the sacred lands and within ourselves, right? Since March and moving into just about the end of the year, So we're kind of seeing, like a climax, right? Of a lot of those different themes. But that Lilith and Scorpio is not going to be in there too much longer. Being real, authentic, genuine. Yeah. Hi, Cosmic Goddess. How are you? I've been playing the Weekend song, Cry For Me. Oh, I love that song. You know what's a good song by him too, at least from the new album, for right now, is Hurry Up Tomorrow. Just hurry up tomorrow. All right, now let's grab some final. Did we grab the final messages? We grabbed those. Let's grab these final messages. We'll end off with an Isis message, and then I will see you all tomorrow. As always, thank you for being here today. I was going to go live for this reading, and then afterwards you can catch the replay of the live for this reading of what was blocking, stopping, your soul destiny. It's your birthright to reclaim everything, everyone that's a part of it. Astrocartography. Yeah, I have only one astrocartography in USA, other than Puerto Rico, which is a territory, which is LA, and that's it. Everything for me is through Asia and Africa, all of my lines. And then the USA, I'm here, but California is my Pisces line. And so all of my Pisces placements are in California, Los Angeles. All right, now, and also that's helpful though. Everyone go look up your astrocartography chart. I remember someone that was going through a lot with their business, and then we looked and it was you're living on your Saturn line. Well, Saturn, and so things like that, it could make sense of different themes in your life, or areas that you travel or live. What are some final messages on the collective soul destiny? New moon over here. New moons can mean something to you. Full moons. We do have Freya here as well. So Freya can resonate with you. Norse mythology can even resonate with you. New and full moons. But honestly, what confirmation, maybe bird? I heard the bird at the same time. Blue jays can resonate with you. When it comes to new and full moon here, cycles, right? It's interesting that now my building has been under construction, this house that I live in, for the entire summer. They've just been redoing everything here. And I can feel under my feet them doing construction. What's coming through, I'm even, tectonic plates, your foundation. All right. And this is the world. Oh, maybe that's why I felt the tectonic plates, right? We're meant to operate from a 21, 28-day cycle. A feminine cycle has nothing to do with like male, female, all of that. Feminine cycle is how we're meant to operate. We all operate like a serpent. We shed every month. It has nothing to do with even just being like a physical womb holder. All of us shed every month. It's actually what we're meant to do. Although I will say masculines, like their clock operates with the sun. So like morning to night. So that's also why it's like, you know, masculine, feminine energy, trying to like yin and yang it, get it together. We operate differently. We're designed differently. And it's a beautiful thing, you know. Yes, the dragons and the ley lines. Yeah, a lot has been coming up with the ley lines. Blessings, Jemmy B. Blessings to you. Much love to you. Thank you. Yeah, the ley lines. And that's why, you know, I talk about Puerto Rico sometimes. Puerto Rico is, the Caribbean islands are the balance key point on our new Earth's ascension grid system. And so look up the ley lines, look up your astrocartography. You know, we all have a soul destiny. We all have these ancient tools of how we can live our best life. Human design will tell you how you best operate. Astrology will also reveal those things to you. Astrocartography could tell you like, hey, well, if you had a choice and you could move, this is actually your Venus line, or this is your Sun line, etc. You know, or like, hey, you're on your Pluto line and it's maybe your choice if you want to stay on your Pluto line. Pluto lines, at least from what I've heard. Hi, Raya. Yes, you can. Pluto lines, I hear that those people go through just deaths and rebirths all the time. Like when you're Pluto, you know, when you're living on your Pluto, rather. There's literally construction under my feet right now where I could feel it like buzzing. But again, that's what's happening to our world. That's what's happening to our tectonic plates. Why do we think that Pachamama Gaia is speaking in the volcanoes and the tsunamis, in the this and the that? You know, she's really calling us back home. Hurry up tomorrow, yeah. I see heaven. Thank you. First time to see you live. Thank you, Rachel Dove, for being here. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, Elijah. The birds love me because I feed them. They tell the whole neighborhood chirping when I put food out. I love it. Atlas been coming up for me a lot. Dragons and ley lines. Yeah, we were speaking of how dragons, you know, were coming out in the collective, especially last year, the year of the dragon. In mystery school, dragons are angels, where at some point they just separated the two. You know, and I mean, there's a lot of even gods and goddesses, you know, that you could intermix with the angels, you know. At the end of 250 years, we're just all going to come together. So like, let's just love one. Let's just do it now. Hi, Carrie. Thank you for being here. Again, we've been together now for 3 hours. I found a sphinx moth recently. That's cool. I was walking down the street the other day, making my way downtown. And quite literally, though, I really was making my way downtown. And there were these like almost scrap beetles that were like red and like had dots on them, and they were beautiful. Yes, thank you, E. White, for being here. All right, now let's get we have the lunar queen, so just confirmation of the moon energy. Let's get a final message for all signs today, for the chosen ones. Divine Mother, Divine Father, Holy Spirit of God, Holy Spirit of Light, for all the chosen ones out there on their soul destiny. What do we have on their soul destiny? Past life, present power. Remember who you are. You are a multidimensional being, and so you have multidimensional and ancient tools to support you in the right here, right now. Astrology, ritual, Akashic records, right? Like that remembrance that I'm multidimensional. I can access these realms. I can access my higher self. The many spiritual faces of you. Why do we have past life, present power on this reading on soul destiny? Yeah, we do have over here the healing chamber. That's the 999 portal. Whatever you're watching this, it can be for you. And it's coming in over here. All of that support, the tools, the resources. Flower of Life is all about divine creativity and manifestation. So it's coming in for you, but how? The road opener is the clearing. We do have Temple of Carnelian here, so Sekhmet can resonate with you. Past life, present power, and the healing chamber over here. How do we also move forward is sometimes go into the past, and that, is like the root chakra. It's fourth house, it's family. It's also past lives. What I've also seen in the collective is a lot of releasing of that fear of persecution, of the fear of holding your truth. And for some people, it's the fear of like holding their soul destiny, like they've done something wrong, right? Dogma, patriarchal religions will take your power away from you and then tell you that's not your power when it is, And so that's what I see for you over here. I do see a big past life clearing, but it's also bringing in everything. Tarot dice. I love insects and animals. Me too. I've always been more of that like girl that was with the worms and the creepy crawlers and the lizards than the bunnies. And that really was always me. Where like now I look at myself as a child and I'm like, oh, first house Scorpio, I get it now. Or like I could see it as like a kid of being a first house Scorpio now. I was also very daring, and I was that kid that it's like, your mother looks away from you for 1 second and then she's like on the roof and waving hi. And that was me. Ooh, you have a black bunny named Binks. That's cute. I've thought about a bunny. For now, I have the birds. I have 2 snakes. I have a bearded dragon. And I have a parakeet. Thank you, Rachel Dove. Thank you. First time to see you live. Appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. All right. I'll answer this one question, and then I will see you all tomorrow for a Pisces reading. What do you think happens when we die? I feel like that's an infinite maybe answer. I have died. I've had a lot of near first house Scorpio, just, I've had a lot of near-death experiences. I have fully crossed over once. And I went to heaven, and at least from when it happened, and it's more of actually what started my spiritual journey, is I'm also now hearing that song Dependable God by Victor Thompson. It's like at the time that I fully crossed over, I was like, well, I shouldn't have. That's how I felt. I was like, I come from like this Christian family, and like you're bringing me like to heaven, At that time, that's what I thought, and what. At least from when I crossed over, what God told me, which I think this would go with the truth of like Ma'at, right? In ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. What God told me was, I judged you by your heart. I didn't judge you through your works. My works were worse than everybody around me. So like I remember telling my aunt pastor this, and she was kind of confused too. She was like, well, why was it you? And I think that's just the highest truth, though. Like, I don't know what the highest truth is, but I do know that, at least from my experience, it's really by the heart. And that's the only truth that we have to respond to speak, to answer, or to give or pay any attention to is the heart space, the innermost mind. And so I don't know anything else other than that, but I do believe that when you die, there's probably, do you reincarnate again? Where are you going? Some of that happens. But in that one experience that I fully crossed over, it was pure white light, and then it was more rainbow. So I became a rainbow, and I felt non-duality. And so I keep that as like an infinite gift to myself in life of like, you could actually meet a guru that has 50 years and they're still mastering non-duality. As long as we are in this body, there's some duality here, and I love you too, Tarot Dice. Yes. Yeah, we never die. There's no such thing as death. What is that Egyptian proverb? It isn't meant to die. Whatever. It's like the most noble thing to die while you're alive or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, we transition. I have been seeing scarab beetles, which is very interesting. Oh, I love that. All right, but thank you for being here. Yes, Kelly, thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here, and I will be here tomorrow for a Pisces reading. All right, but feel free to join the Patreon. We just had a church service today where we just kind of went over a few different things It's a sacred space just for you to be who you are, whoever you are, wherever you are in your journey. My mom is calling me now. But yeah, feel free to join Patreon Blue Rose Mystery School. It's not necessary, it's a mystery school community. So yes, we're doing teachings, but it's a mystery school community. Just come in for an open conversation, come in for some ancient rituals and teachings. Take what you can, take what resonates with you, and leave what doesn't for the next person. And yeah, we do have a coupon code 999. If anyone wants 33% off a one-on-one session, Akashic Records, use the coupon code 999 on the website 144bluerosetemple.com. I will tell my mom that extra MIA said hi. Yes, and thank you for being here, Paradise. And thank you, Elijah. I love you. We die. We have to, the way to live is to die. You know, it is to, that's the biggest fear of everybody. And I know I'm talking about it, you know, like in that way. Again, I'm just sharing like my experience of having that. But if anything, it taught me how to live, right? It helped me release my fears. You know, why should we live our life of fear of this, of fear of that? We should just be present, right? All right. Well, much love and thank you for being here today.